Hi folks, I'm just doing the video I did earlier. I think that one's going online now. Let's have a look. Yeah, moving from church nurse. Yeah, that was going online. Well, I wrote something under it as well. Well, what I just feeling God wanted me to write about. Learn to sit, stand, walk, run. Because when you're moving into something that you don't know, it's something new. Yeah, just let God teach you and help you to grow at the pace you can grow, basically. Yeah. Put it this way, with regards to that situation of kingdom, how many times, if you're a Christian and you're in a charismatic church and you've been to meetings and different meetings, you've been to meetings in other churches and other things, how many times have you heard either songs or preachers talking about, Lord, bring the revival? Lord, we need you to bring the revival. Lord, we need you to bring the revival. That's very much church orientated. You're outside of the kingdom. You're below that. You're asking for God to send revival down. The thing, look, I've done videos, and not all of my videos over the 2 years were wrong. You know, they were sort of right, but you know, I was trying to fill the gap, so they were wrong. But when I've done ones talking about this, I've known for years, that it's not going to work that way. We have to bring revival. I didn't know how at the time. I've said in videos, even 4 months ago, I didn't know how. How it was going to happen, but God was not going to suddenly go, bing, there you go, there's revival. It just wasn't going to work that way. If revival had to be brought down, it was up to us to bring it down. God was not going to send revival. And that's kingdom. That's saying, okay, how is revival going to happen? It's going to happen with people walking according to kingdom. People walking according to God's promises, walking according to God's will, ways, word, authority, power. Yeah, it's like the whole point. Church is all about. You face a situation. You're praying for someone, and you're praying, or you've got some sort of deliverance. So you're spending days to prepare, and you go to try and deal with this situation where this person is demonically possessed. You spend loads of time in prayer. Basically, you're getting to the point where you're cursing this demon because this demon won't blink and leave. And you're praying. If nothing happens, you come into condemnation. If the demon eventually leaves, you come into pride. But you have to work for it. That's why you come into pride, because you've had to work blinking hard to get there. If you're kingdom, you don't prepare for it, not in any way, shape, or form. You don't need to. Because as I've said, you're focusing on the solution, not the problem. When you're focusing on the problem, that problem is massive. You've got to put time to prepare for it. You've got to work hard. You've got to put all those hours in to make sure that you're ready. When you're focusing on the solution, you go to the situation, you go to this person who's demon possessed, you say, demon, leave. In the name of Yeshua, leave. Demon gone. has to go. It has to go because you know Father, Son, Holy Spirit is in you. You know that authority that Father had, let there be light, is working in you. You know that when you tell that demon to leave, it has to leave. And that demon knows it too. If you know it, that demon knows it. See, in Acts, what we see in Acts where the demon attacked the person, when Paul or Peter or John or Mark or Luke or Matthew, if they came across a situation where there was a demon, they knew that they had authority. They knew they'd been given authority by God to deal with these things because they walked with the Lord. They saw what he did when he had authority, when he'd been given authority, and they knew how that would work. So when they come up against a demon, they knew. When they spoke, the demon had to go. They knew that. The demons knew that they knew that. Whereas the man in Acts who said, I'm going to pray this demon goes because, I'm going to pray in the name of the God of Paul. The demons knew that that person didn't have the authority. That person knew he didn't have the authority. Therefore, those demons didn't have to go. They could do whatever they wanted to that man because that man did not have the authority to order them around. When you have the authority, whether it's a demon, whether it's a sickness, whether it's whatever it is, the elements, they have to obey. As if it was God himself telling them. Because the authority that's been given to you has come from God. That's when you're walking according to kingdom. When you're walking according to churchiness, the authority that's been given to you is based upon, have you been trained? Look at the point I've said about blinking pastors and Bible college. Have you got the paperwork to say you've been trained? There's your authority. Right? You go and ask a leader upon what authority they're leading. Oh, I was at Bible college. I got all this paperwork that says I'm trained. Now, some may say, oh, but I was trained by God. Okay, how? I went to Bible college. I got all this paperwork. That's not being trained by God. That's being trained by man. That's coming into man's understanding. That's worldly understanding, that is. I've done loads of videos. I don't need to do more about that particularly. But that's the difference. One has the authority, one doesn't. One has to work incredibly hard, the other one doesn't. One looks at the problem, one looks at the solution. And that's the thing for every single situation. Now, you look at what I said about the Neo effect. I did a video about the Neo effect, and that was true. But that's only when you're in that situation of living according to kingdom, walking that out. You have that Neo effect. When you're in the church and the devil is throwing this, that, and the other against you, you're getting beaten and battered, beaten and battered, beaten and battered, beaten and battered. Yeah? The Lord says, when the winds come, will you stand? Is your house built upon the rock or the sand? If you're churchy, you're going to get beaten either way. Sometimes you'll still stand, but there's going to be damage. If you're kingdom, You just walk right through. You just walk right through. Simple. Whatever the demons or the devil is trying to do, they form like a barricade against you to stop you. You just walk right through. If you're churchy, you see this barricade and you say, okay, is there any other direction I can go? Right, I've got to get through this. Right, I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to beef myself up, have massive leg muscles, massive shoulders, massive chest, massive arms. I'm just going to basically charge at them like a rugby player. I'm just going to keep on doing that until I find a way through. If you're kingdom, you just walk through. They can't stand in your way. You just go. If you're churchy, God says he's going to do this, but then obstacles come, and you look at the obstacles and you think, oh, Lord, okay, it's all mucked up now. But nothing that can be done. Okay. I was there this morning, wasn't I? That's it. I'm in between the two, so I still have a bit of that. That was what was going on this morning. Wasn't it? There's no movement. Right? Possibly vehicle was there with a boyfriend. I don't think so, but possibly. Don't think that was her, but it might have been. But in my mind, that could have been her. That I thought that maybe was her. So therefore, a massive obstacle. Oh, okay, that's not good. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. That's churchy. Churchy sees the obstacle, and it's like oh no. How do I deal with this? How do I deal with this? Kingdom, okay, Lord, deal with this, please. You deal with it. It's your will. If it's your will, you're going to deal with it, and you're going to take however long you need to deal with it. Okay. I'm just going to sit back. I'm going to have a cup of tea. By the time I finish that, you'll have done whatever you have to do, so that's cool. I'm just going to wait. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to wait. I got to that stage in the end, but I had a bit of churchy first. That's why this morning I was going, what on earth is going on, Lord? I don't get this. This is weird. The way things have been recently, I've been above this, and yet I'm right back down in this again. I didn't know where it come from. It just seemed so weird. But that's what was going on. I was back in that churchiness. Churchy sort of understanding. That, I was really hoping that things would move forward. They weren't. She was either there with a boyfriend or she wasn't there at all. And it's, oh, for goodness sake, really? Okay, what I've been hoping for hasn't happened. Now I'm deflated. Now I'm just thinking negatively about it. Then a possible obstacle. It's like, oh, for goodness sake. But then I suddenly realised, oh, what is going on? This isn't me anymore. What's happening to me right now? I didn't understand it. I really didn't understand it. Yeah. So, I mean, that in a way was brilliant, because the way I was thinking this morning was the way I've been thinking for years and years and years and years and years. But when I felt it this morning, it seemed foreign. It seemed odd. It seemed, this isn't me. What's going on? This is just not, I've not been in this position. It was only a few days ago, is that one day closer? I was seeing everything as one day closer. But here I am, basically saying that I should give up on that relationship. And for a second, that's what I was saying. I should give up hope for that wife. For goodness sake, waiting 16 years. Finding someone who is absolutely, exactly, as it appears, exactly the person that I was praying for. 16 years ago. And now 3 weeks later, I'm giving up on it. You know, whereas when I turned up to church, I had a walk around, no problem at all. I wasn't negative. I wasn't thinking, oh no, this is awful because she won't be there and she's not going to do this. She's not going to come and talk to me. She's not going to do this. You know, she's going to come in with her boyfriend or whatever. You know, I wasn't thinking any of that at all. Yeah, as soon as I got in there, negativity, boom, just hit me. Really massively. So it's like, okay. I knew there was something weird going on. I just didn't know what it was. So there you go. That's my other bit of understanding from from today, from what I've learned today, from what I've understood today. Yeah, I just pray that God will help me to understand more and to put it across in a better way. Okay? You take care. God bless. I will speak to you soon. Bye-bye.